Today on Most Buffalo, baseball is back this week at Salem Field, and so are those classic staples. From classic concessions to the happenings on opening day, we have a sneak peek. Plus, need some gifts for Mother's Day or maybe even Easter? That's coming up soon. There's a popular event returning to Buffalo, and it could give you some ideas. And the special way the Buffalo Comedy Collective is celebrating Women's History Month. Most Buffalo starts right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Most Buffalo. I'm Courtney Cortright. Lauren Hall is enjoying a nice day off. While it may still feel cold outside, and if you've looked outside your window, you probably have seen that snow in some areas of Western New York. But believe it or not, opening day is just around the corner at Salem Field. The Herd is hosting Scranton-Wilkes-Barre this Friday in the earliest season opening in team's history. They'll take on the Rail Riders all weekend long. Kids' tickets are $10 each at the box office. And joining me live in studio now is the voice of the Buffalo Bisons, Pat Malacaro. Thank you so much for being here, Pat.
Oh, happy to be here today. I know it doesn't feel like it,
I know.
But yeah, baseball is here on Friday, and it's always a fun time of year.
Yeah, it's always exciting. So let's start with opening day. So what else do we have planned?
Yeah, the gates will open at noon, and just like always, we have the magnet schedule giveaway for fans to kind of pick those extra games later on in the summer they want to come and see. And also, Joe Andreessen will throw out a first pitch on opening day. So the Buffalo connection, not only with the Bills, but here in Lancaster. And, whether it's the opening day starter or even potentially players that were in the playoffs for the Blue Jays last year, there should be some exciting players in the field as well.
Yeah, and I see this theme, exciting, because we are excited. It kind of kicks off spring, even though the weather doesn't cooperate sometimes. So how exciting is it to welcome fans back into the ballpark?
We wait for this all off season long. I know last off season wasn't maybe as long as normal because thankfully the Blue Jays were in the World Series, but we've been planning for this for months and even before last season ended. So even some promotions we haven't announced yet, we're excited for fans to finally hear about. And whether it's the grass being cut for the first time tomorrow, the team getting to Buffalo in a day or two, and then finally playing that first game, there's so much to be excited about and so much to look forward to this summer. And
I'm glad you talked about preparing. There's so much that goes into this to get everything ready for opening day and beyond that too in the season.
Yeah, and whether it's the promotions, the different themes that we have going on. One of my favorites is the Luce de Buffalo, celebrating our Latin American and Hispanic heritage in Buffalo throughout the summer. Even our Throwback Thursdays, where we wear some retro uniforms. All those things we plan for throughout the off season, and now to see it finally here, it's always a fun time.
And a huge part of this experience is the food. So I know we have some new things this year too. So what can fans expect if they want to go and get some concessions?
Yeah, some of the best things are the all-you-can-eat buffet, which on Wednesdays we have Wing Wednesdays. So in partnership with the National Buffalo Wing Festival, we'll have different flavors to try out on Wednesdays. Taco Tuesdays. So you can get a dinner before the game, go in the seats and enjoy the game afterwards. So it's always some unique Buffalo fare. I have friends that come into town all the time and they say, I want to try whether it's the pizza logs or different things, like just unique Buffalo food items. We always have them at the ballpark.
Yeah, you could probably go to the ballpark every season and get something new and say, oh, guess what I've tried this season, right?
Exactly.
So I want to talk about the weather a little bit because there's the 50-degree guarantee. So talk to me about that. Can you explain how that works for our viewers?
Yeah, I know we love the meteorologists here at Channel 2, and we trust their forecast, but we're thinking positive. So we're hoping that it'll hit 50 degrees on opening day. If it doesn't, though, every fan that comes to the game will get a voucher for a free ticket to come back, not only for the games in April, but all the way into May as well. So we've got some great homestands in April and in May. So maybe if the weather doesn't get up to 50, you can come back and enjoy a game on us later on in the season.
And where can people get tickets?
And they can head to bisons.com. You can find all the tickets, promotions, everything you need right there.
And beyond opening day, so can you talk about, there's so many more events, we can probably go on a list, right, that are planned, including things like Cosmic Baseball. Can you talk a little bit more about those events for us?
Yeah, that's a new one this year. The Bisons are not home on July 3rd, which is for the first time in the longest time we're not home on Independence Eve. So something different for America's 250 and Cosmic Baseball. It's played under the lights when the sun goes down. Yeah, they have unique jerseys you can see right there. They play at night. So if you saw the Savannah Bananas a couple years ago, kind of a similar idea. The staple on the calendar is always Star Wars night. That'll come up early on in the season as well in early June on a Saturday. So all those fun moments throughout the course of the year. School Kids Day, I know it's still, kids are still in school right right now, but we always have those items back on the calendar as well.
Yeah, it's a really, you know, the ballpark to me is just so community oriented, right? It's just a place where everybody gathers and smiles all around. It really is.
Absolutely, whether it's Friday night fireworks on a Friday night bash or kids run the bases on Sundays, that's what it's all about. And having families come out to the ballpark, enjoy the game, the atmosphere. Maybe there's face painting or things like that in the concourse on Sundays. Meeting the mascots. Everyone loves to meet Celery or Buster, so you can always come out and do that all summer long.
So one more time for our viewers who might just be tuning in, give us the general information about opening day, where you can buy tickets, all that good stuff.
You can head to bisons.com. The gates will open at noon on Friday. First pitch is at 1:05. Our pregame festivities, including the first pitch with Joe Andreessen, is about 12:35. So you might want to be in the seats about a half hour ahead of time and enjoy some baseball.
Hey, that's good advice. Pat, thank you so much for joining us for Most Buffalo today. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Courtney.
Now we're even more excited about the start of the season, right? Yeah. All right. And we are turning from the bisons now to another animal, the seal. People were celebrating the International Day of the Seal. Two on your sides, Natalie Foss, stopping by the Aquarium of Niagara to meet their two resident harbor seals. Take that look.
I'm here at the Aquarium of Niagara. We're celebrating International Day of the Seal today, and I'm here with Lumiere. He's hanging out with us, and he and his brother Striker have a little bit of an interesting story as to how they got here to Niagara Falls.
Striker and Lumiere are the resident harbor seals at the Aquarium of Niagara. They each have their own special story as to how they ended up in Buffalo, New York.
Lumiere, like I said, was rescued off the coast of California. He was found as an abandoned pup. He was very malnourished, very dehydrated, and when he was brought into the rescue centers, they really didn't see why he was struggling so much until they went to feed him and realized that Lumiere here did not know how to eat live fish.
So Lumiere got loaded up on his very own private jet and was flown first class to Buffalo, New York to be here with Striker, who's missing a back flipper.
Seals really rely heavily on that lower body to be able to swim in ocean currents, and because Striker did not have both flippers, he wasn't strong enough to pass swim tests to be released back out into the ocean, and that is why he came here with us.
Those at the Aquarium of Niagara say that it's important for them to be able to not only teach about the seals, but also about conservation.
But it's a chance for us to really highlight these amazing animals, and not only the animals that we're lucky enough to care for, but also all the threats that their wild counterparts are facing out in their natural environment, and the reasons why some of these animals are being brought in by these rescue centers and in need of rehabilitation. A lot of it comes back to human actions and the effect that we have on the ecosystems around us that we might not even be aware of.
If you want to learn more information about the Aquarium of Niagara or International Day of the Seal, you can go to WGRZ.com. On your side in Niagara Falls, Natalie Foss, Channel 2 News.
And we are just going to keep talking about animals. Families went back in time this weekend to prehistoric days. Dino Fest taking over the Buffalo Museum of Science. Take a look at all those kids in that foam pit. There were more than 24 hands-on activities, from digging in oversized dino pits to building your own dinosaur. The Buffalo Museum of Science says this event, as you can probably imagine, is really popular. It's a huge hit each and every year. And it actually broke last year's numbers with more than 4,000 people walking through their doors yesterday.
We have to come at you with some really inspiring content that gets you excited, and then we get to chase it down with all of this great content, all of this great knowledge that our staff can help you digest. And it's those moments that have a huge impact on our community. They shape people's careers, they shape people's professions, and they expose people to new areas of interest that they may not have even known before.
And they actually expanded this event, Dino Fest, to 2 days this year to meet popular demand. And there is so much more to come on Most Buffalo. We are starting our first official week of spring, and that means an Easter time favorite is coming back to Buffalo. We'll have all the details from Step Out Buffalo. That is coming up next on Most Buffalo. Welcome back to Most Buffalo, and we are just sharing all the signs of spring today. Take a look at this. The Easter Makers and Shakers Boozy Artisan Market is back this weekend. It is going to be over at the Buffalo powerhouse. Now joining us now is Sarah Perry from Step Out Buffalo. Sarah, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Another sure sign that spring is here. I think I said that in our email, right?
Yes, exactly. I know when the Easter Makers and Shakers Market is here, we're shopping for spring. We're in the spring mindset.
Yes.
Even if it's snowing, it doesn't matter.
Yes, and I hope it just keeps continuing, that we kind of get gradually warmer and warmer. So this market draws, oh my gosh, so many people each and every year, right?
Yes.
What can people expect this time around?
Oh, this time around, we have all of the classics, the things people love, which is over 125 vendors both weekends. So together, that's 225 vendors because a lot of them switch out. So you get tons of new people. You get food trucks. There is the classic Build Your Own Bloody Mary bar, which is very fun. And then this year, we do have something brand new. We are launching a Friday night market. So a lot of people were like, you know, during the day on Friday, like, oh, I'm working, you know, I'm not gonna be able to make it. And we heard them and we were like, all right, we're doing a night market.
So the people really said, you know, we want this, and here you are delivering that,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I mean, I work on Friday too, so it's like right after work, you're hurrying up there. So it's gonna be really nice for people to be able to come after work. It's from 6 to 9 on Friday, so it's gonna be nice to have that evening market. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and this is really a one-stop shop, right?
Yeah.
So people can find everything from, I'm sure, Mother's Day goods to Easter goods to treats. What else do you have here?
Yeah, there's a little bit of everything. I mean, some of my favorite things, I love the clothing. I mean, there's just so many talented vendors here. I love the boutiques, you know, and like, it's like a mall, because it's like, there's a lot of like great local shops all around Western New York, but you get to put them all together in one location. So you get to hit them all up at the same time. I love getting like hats, hair accessories. And then they also have some like vintage and thrifting vendors, which I really love. And there's people that even do upcycling. So they'll take like an old jean jacket and an old crew neck and like sew it all together. And it's like an art piece, but you can wear it. And it's just so fun.
Yeah, I also saw in our video here some pictures that are there, some jewelry. So there's really everything. And like, if you really need a gift for Easter or Mother's Day, this might be the place for you.
Exactly, yeah. Like for Mother's Day, I got my mom like a really beautiful like pot with crystals on it. And there's just jewelry. And then there's also like lots of food items too, which is perfect if you want to bring something fun to Easter. They have jams. There's lots of different cocktail mixes. And of course, the boozy element of the market is the free samples. So there's wineries that are going to be there. Breweries, so you get to try a bunch of things, which is really nice because you can't always do that when you're, you know, like at a liquor store. Like you can't just be tasting things, so you can do that here.
Yeah. Do you think, you know, all of the things that you have, this one-stop shop, if you will, is the reason why people keep coming back each year and connecting with these artisans, these vendors, and their community?
Absolutely, and that's the thing. It's the classics. It's the same thing people look forward to every year, but we also switch it up and do things differently. Like this year, another cool vendor I saw does iris art. So they take pictures of your eye and make art into it, and so that's something we've never had before. So it's things like that. People can like expect their favorites, but then also be surprised by new things.
Really something for everybody. And you know, while people are shopping, is there a way that they can give back too?
Yes. Of every year we do a food drive. So with Feed More Western New York, so all you have to do is bring a canned good, and we have giant bins right in the front, and people just amazed us last year. All the bins were filled, so we're going to bring even more this year. So, you know, just non-perishable food items, you know, peanut butter, like things in jars. So that's what we're doing this year.
And it might sound like a simple question, but why is that so important to be able to give these people who come to this artisan market and say, you know, you can shop local, you can give back, and also be able to get the things you need?
Exactly, yeah, it's just so important. I mean, it's all about community. It's supporting each other, and it's so easy nowadays, you know, to buy things on Amazon or, you know, these big box stores. So to go and give back, shop local, support each other, and then also be able to have this food drive. It's just such a warm, you know, feeling with spring and Easter, and it's the best.
All smiles all around usually, right?
Exactly.
And you know, you talked about this a little, but I just want to get this point across one more time. One weekend this year, it's not just one weekend this year.
Yes.
It's, you know, can you tell us about these different dates? Because it's 3 days in a row. And if you miss out this weekend, there is next weekend.
Exactly.
So there's a lot to talk about with that.
Yeah, this weekend. So we have three days this weekend. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then of course we have that Friday night market. And then Saturday and Sunday are just going to be our normal hours during the day. And then the next weekend will be Easter weekend. So we're just doing Friday and Saturday. So the night market, Saturday, normal hours in the daytime. And then we're not having the market on Easter Sunday, so people can enjoy their Easters.
Yeah. And one more time, real quick, for our viewers who might just be tuning in, general information, when, where, all that good stuff. stuff.
Yes, so the Easter Makers and Shakers Boozy Artisan Market is going to be at the Powerhouse on Lee Street. So there's parking all around the venue. Kids 10 and under are free. So it's family friendly. You know, there are boozy elements, but kids are of course welcome. There's even kid vendors, kid entrepreneurs that come and sell things so you can support the local kids, which is exciting. And then tickets are $6 and you can purchase those online beforehand on Step Out Buffalo, or you can get them at the door.
Awesome. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us for Most Buffalo. Yes. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
And over at the Hamburg Fairgrounds this weekend, crowds were gathering for springtime in the country. More than 275 artisans were set up selling everything from clothing to pottery to handmade jewelry and so much more. It's a tradition that's been going strong for more than 30 years. Organizers say it's a chance for people to support and shop local.
This is an experience. You come, you meet the person who created the goods you're buying. Those all have stories behind them. They have meaning behind them. Your purchases become really meaningful and really special.
Organizers say many people here left with gifts for Easter and Mother's Day. Just another reminder that those are just coming right around the corner. All right, now we want to get to a sweet story because it was one of the sweetest weekends, you might say, in March as New Yorkers celebrated Maple Weekend. We stopped by Merle Maple Farm, that is over in Wyoming County. You can see some of the process there. Local producers are opening up their doors to share their products, offer samples, and give people a behind-the-scenes look at how syrup is made. According to the governor's office, New York is the second largest maple producer in the country. We are just behind Vermont.
Tours on through the sap house there, and yeah, right, we got a tree tapping demonstration there, and so yeah, try and educate everybody right from the beginning to the end on it.
And just so you know, if you missed out on Maple Weekend this weekend, there is still a chance to get in on all the fun. You can check it out next weekend, and our website WGRZ.com has all the locations that are participating in Maple Weekend near you on our website. Still to come on Most Buffalo, a new comedy show is highlighting Western New York comedians in honor of Women's History Month. We'll hear from one of the women taking the stage, and that is coming up next on Most Buffalo. Welcome back to Most Buffalo. The Buffalo Comedy Collective is celebrating Women's History Month in a special way. The Gaggle of Susan's comedy show showcases local up-and-coming female comics. And joining me live in the studio is Katarina Valentine. Thank you so much for being here. And you will have a big part in this show. You want to start off maybe telling us about that?
Yeah, so I am actually headlining this show.
Awesome.
And I'm super excited because I've been doing comedy for like 6 years now. And I'm trying to, you know, kind of grow my brand, you know, do the whole thing, post online, all that. And I want to start doing feature spots. And in order to do that, you kind of have to like build up like a resume like you would with a normal job. So I'm going to try to do like a, you know, some 30-minute sets here and there, and hopefully I can feature at some clubs.
Yeah, so for our viewers who may not be familiar, what is the Buffalo Comedy Collective?
The Buffalo Comedy Collective is, it's like an improv place, and they host like all sorts of comedy shows, improv. I saw Steve Ramey there last night, actually. So it's a new comedy club that opened in Buffalo. I believe it was like either last year or 2 years ago now. They're pretty new. So they're part of like the redevelopment of like over there on Chandler Street in Black Rock. So there's a bunch of cool like new businesses that have popped up there in the last few years, and they're one of them. Yeah,
and as we celebrate Women's History Month, this is just a great way to showcase Buffalo's up-and-coming female comics, right? Mm-hmm. So can you tell us more about that? Tell us what we have here. You have a flyer here for us. We're also, I know we've been showing that on the screen as well. So talk to us about the Gaggle of Susans.
So yeah, it, you know, I'm sure you can understand being in a male-dominated industry is kind of hard as a woman. And we don't always necessarily get the same opportunities as, you know, the men in the scene and whatnot. And it's just kind of the way society is, unfortunately. And so it's nice to be able to put on a show and kind of showcase some of my friends who are like kind of up and coming. Like my friend Anna Marie DePalma is featuring for me. So that's super fun.
Yeah, there's other women on there too on that flyer as well.
Yeah, so Kat Mattis is she's newer to the scene here in Buffalo, but she actually started in Rochester. So she moved to, you know, the area quite recently. So, and Kelsey McCormick is, I think, like 1 year into comedy. and I'm having her host. So it's like, I'm kind of just getting my friends together to kind of just have a night to enjoy ourselves and, really have a night with the gals,
Yeah, and you want obviously people to come out, people to enjoy themselves. So talk to me about the process. Where can people buy tickets? What do they need to know before they get to the show?
Yeah, so you can buy tickets online at the Buffalo Comedy Collective. If you just go to their website, they have a link with all their upcoming events. You just scroll through there, buy the tickets. It's through Square. It's $18 pre-sale and then $20 at the door. It's this Saturday at 9 p.m.
And we don't want to give everything away, but what can we expect? What kind of jokes? We want to leave some surprises.
So I am known for a lot of kind of observational humor and whatnot like that. Because, for example, I'm trans, so a lot of different stuff has happened to me in my life and whatnot. And I kind of talk about the way people interact with me a lot. But then also I do a lot of silly stuff about hey, isn't having a cat stuff like that. Just a lot of relatable kind of observational stuff.
Yeah, and it's important to also say this is an adult show as well. I believe I read on the flyer 18+, correct?
Yes, it is an adult show. There will obviously be some raunchiness. That's what you get with stand-up comics. Yeah, so we're also having an improv troupe. The Twisted Sister Act is doing a set with us, and I'm super excited about that because Buffalo's improv scene is also pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so a good way to kind of showcase Buffalo in a way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And is there anything else that you think we missed? We have a few seconds left.
I don't think so. It's Buffalo Comedy Collective on 155 Chandler Street, suite number 4, this Saturday, 9 p.m.
Thank you so much, Katerina. We'll have all this information on our website as well. So thanks for joining us here for Most Buffalo. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Courtney.
And local medical students are celebrating a new journey after match day. It's the day they find out where they will train in residency. 2 on Your Side's Kelly Dudzik was in the room when students at the UB Jacobs School of Medicine opened up those envelopes to reveal their matches, and she has some of their stories.
I can remember when I did this in 1987. And you opened an envelope and there was not so much of a fanfare.
Welcome to Match Day, where members of the UB Jacobs School class of 2026 find out where their next chapter will be for their residency. Everyone has their preferences.
Just in the general Northeast, I've been telling myself wherever I end up on my list is where I'm meant to be, so I'll just be happy.
Sydney Johnson is from Buffalo and went to City Honors. During her medical school journey, which started during COVID, she ended up getting COVID and had a stroke. It meant she had to step away from medical school for a year.
I was in the hospital for 5 days, and then I had to do rehab for several weeks after that, and I think it was the very end of the year when I was cleared to try to return to normal activities.
Sydney's classmate, Maureen Fagan, endured her own challenges.
My sister Adeline went to UB for medical school, and then she died at 28 from COVID-19 during 2020.
Maureen was studying for the medical school entrance exams when she lost her sister.
I think it's wonderful that Adeline became a doctor, but at the end of the day, that is not her biggest achievement for me or my family. It is absolutely the type of daughter and sister that she was. And while I take motivation in that, I also know that people put doctors on a pedestal, and while in some cases that may be true, others absolutely not. I just want to be the type of person that my sister would be very proud of. And so I think that's my motivation.
At noon, the soon-to-be grads opened their envelopes. Sydney will be the first doctor in her family. She's going to Georgetown and matched with the OBGYN specialty. And Maureen will be going to Pittsburgh, specializing in emergency medicine. On Your Side, Kelly Dudzik, Channel 2 News.
Just a beautiful story from Kelly, and congratulations to everyone. Finally, on Most Buffalo, the numbers from the 64th annual Variety Kids Telethon are in. We here at 2 on Your Side teamed up with Variety, the children's charity of Buffalo and Western New York, and WGRZ-TV to raise money to help local kids. The money helps kids who need care from programs, including ones at Golisano Children's Hospital of Buffalo. And this year, the telethon raised more than $1 million. Again, this telethon raising more than $1 million. So thank you all for your support and your donations. And it is all for the kids. I know we kept saying that. at the telethon on Saturday. So thank you so much for all your donations and for helping out the kids. And thank you for joining Most Buffalo. We'll see you back here live on Thursday. Kelly Dudzik will be in for Lauren. And you can always watch Most Buffalo right here on demand on WGRZ+. And thank you again for joining us. Have a great day, everyone.